As somebody who has built and scaled an agency by selling AI and is now helping others do the same thing, I believe that selling AI will be the only way to move forward when it comes to building and scaling an agency, and here is why, okay? The first thing we have to look at is, why do people even buy stuff in the first place, okay? And typically it's because they have a pain or a problem that needs to be solved. And typically this pain or problem contains or lands in one of these three buckets, either health, wealth, or love. Okay, so people have a problem that needs to be solved, and somebody comes up with a solution to solve this problem. Okay, and this solution contains mechanisms, things that help them solve this problem. So you're taking somebody from their current situation to their desired situation by solving a pain or a problem. And so why would people buy your stuff instead of other people's stuff? Why would they choose you over others? People buy things because they want to achieve a specific outcome. The reason why people would buy your thing instead of other people's things is because the perceived value of your thing is higher. Okay, you never want to compete on price. Competing on price is a race to the bottom. You want to compete on value. But there's one catch. It's not that easy to make something extremely valuable. It's not that easy to make a valuable product. And so here are some factors that you need to consider when it comes to making your product valuable. Okay, the first thing is Hormozi's value equation. So if you don't know what that value equation is, Hormozi created it. It's in his author's book, and it's basically the four factors that defines value. This is how he defines value. The first thing is, what are the chances that your prospect experiences their dream outcome? The second thing, what is the perceived likelihood of achievement? The other thing is the time delay. So the quicker they can achieve it, the more valuable your product is. And the next thing is the effort and sacrifice. If you can get a six-pack by, swallowing one pill instead of having to do months of workout, that'd be much more valuable. And so there's a value equation, efficiency. How efficient is your product or service? 8 players to help you fulfill it. So having labor that actually fulfills it, having a legendary backend system. So this is specifically, now we're talking about the agency scenario. So selling B2B services to people, having a great team to fulfill the product, having a legendary backend, having great systems in place to fulfill the product. You don't want to be acting off of tons of data. Okay, so having tons of metrics and data tracking systems in place to actually make sure that, what you're doing, you've helped people experience in the past and that it's actually possible. You want to be tracking everything. And the secret to making your product more valuable than everyone else's is truly doing something unscalable at scale. Okay. And so that's, and this is not easy. So to make something valuable, it's pretty hard. Okay. And so, like we've just talked about, achieving value takes lots of effort. Okay, and so kind of one of the underlying principles of capitalism is that creating value in the world today is hard and takes effort. If we lived in a world where anyone or anything could create value and solve all of the world's problems with no effort, then it would be difficult to create something that separates you from everybody else. Okay. So the underlying principle of capitalism is that to get rich, it takes effort. Okay, creating value is not easy. You can't just do it with the click of one button yet. Okay, and so let's look at a timeline of value creation. So in the past, for example, if there was no music and you wanted to create good music, it would take lots of effort. Okay, lots of effort to create good music. If there's no movie and somebody wanted to create a movie, it takes lots of effort to create a movie. They have to hire actors, they have to get a director, they have to cameras, they have to act, and, redo it, and it's a lot of effort. Okay, editing, and if people want to solve other people's problems with a specific product or service, then it takes lots of efforts to create a solution that solves those people's problems for them. Why? Because humans did everything by themselves. Okay, what is the future going to look like? Well, this is likely, the pace that we're currently on, this is probably what the future is going to look like. So if there's no music, one click of a button, one prompt, you can have good music generated. If there's no movie, one click of a button, one prompt, you can have a good movie generated. If there's problems that people are having, most likely one click of a button, and whether it's their ads or their content or systems, one click of the button, you can generate the solution to those problems. Okay, and why? Because in the future, machines are most likely to do everything. Okay, so in the past, it was humans that did everything. In the future, it's most likely machines that are going to do everything. And this thing, in the scenario in the past where humans did everything, all of these solutions, it was scarce. Okay, and so since it was scarce, that means that the value of each solution was increased. It was more rare, meaning that you can charge more for the scarce solution. Okay, since not a lot of people were doing it, and since it took a lot of effort to create these things. Okay, meaning it was more valuable. In the future, it's the complete opposite. Since everything can be generated so easy and created so easily with one prompt or one click of a button, it's going to be seen as a commodity. It's going to be common, meaning that it's not going to be valuable at all since everyone can do it. It's not rare, it's not scarce. But where are we actually at right now when it comes to this timeline? We are in the present, and I would consider the present the transition period. So there's no music, there's a learning curve to create good music. There's no movie, there's a learning curve to create a good movie. There's problems that people are having, there's a learning curve to create the solution that a solution to the problems that people are having. Okay, why? It's because right now humans are using machines to do everything, and we have to learn how to use these machines to operate them. So in the past, humans did everything. In the future, machines are most likely going to do everything, and right now humans are using machines to do everything. And really, the only learning curve to achieving these things is learning how to use these machines. Okay. And so, and right now it's seen as valuable. Okay, since there's a learning curve and there still is a barrier to entry to achieve these things, it's still deemed as valuable. It's not completely a commodity yet. And so we are currently in the transition from scarcity to abundance. The main barrier to you creating something truly valuable right now is a learning curve. Okay, you actually taking the time to learn how to operate these machines or these softwares or these, whatever the specific scenario is. And the main learning curve, that you should be hopping on right now is AI. Currently, the most AI solutions are perceived as valuable. That is because there's a barrier to entry to implement them for people. It's not, as of now, to, let's say, implement a voice dialer or to implement a chatbot. It's not one click of a button. You have to learn, how to feed it data, how to, set it up, how to set up the workflows, the automations, whatever the specific scenario is, the specific solution you're implementing. And so, for example, prompt engineering plus setting up workflows and automations is typically, going to help you implement AI voice dialers, chatbots, etc. So setting up AI voice dialers and chatbots, you can't do it with one click of the button. Only the people who are willing to learn how to set it up and learn how to, create all the systems and place them for people are the ones who can sell them and implement them for people. So not everyone can do it yet. The second that you can implement these AI solutions with absolutely no skill and friction required, it's going to be extremely hard to sell since everyone can do it, since it's going to be extremely common for people to do it. And so it's going to become commoditized. But currently, we are in the sweet spot of making money with AI. You can get paid thousands of dollars for setting up a few automations and workflows. The only barrier to entry that you have to overcome is the learning curve of doing it. So learning how to do this, prompt engineering, setting up workflows and automations, that is the only barrier to entry to you selling AI right now. And in the future, when it becomes too easy, when you can just do it with one click of a button, everyone's going to do it. Okay. And, once you have everyone doing something because the barrier of entry is extremely low, then it's going to become commoditized and you can't sell it for any money. Okay. And so this is something you need to understand. This is an everlasting principle of business. The easier the opportunity seems, the harder it is to make money. Okay, and I just realized I spelled opportunity wrong. But the easier the opportunity is, the harder it is to make money. So most people get it twisted. They think because something is easier, it's going to be easier to make money. When in reality, it's the complete opposite. Okay, so let's say there's an easy opportunity. That means there's going to be more people doing it, more competition, because people are fucking lazy. They just want to do whatever is easy. They want to do what's the easiest. They don't want to do no work. Okay. And since everyone's going to be partaking in this opportunity, it's going to be actually harder to make money. Okay, since you're seen as a commodity and there's so many people doing the same thing as you that people are hopping on a million sales calls and everyone is just, already been on the same call and they come up with a million objections. Hey, we've already been on a call with a similar person offering a similar service. Why should we choose you? And then you're operating or you're competing on price and might as well throw the whole fucking thing out the window at that moment. Okay. The harder the opportunity, the less competition and the easier it is to make money. All you have to do is put in the work up front and create, a better solution, solve all the problems, package your offer into a system, which I'm going to show you later on. And then you're going to be operating off of less competition, which means that when you hop on sales calls, your prospects are amazed. They have never seen a solution like yours ever. All the other sales calls that they hopped on don't even compare to the offer, the value proposition that you're offering them. And it's going to be easier for you to make money, but you just have to put in the work up front. Okay. And so we all know that AI is rapidly advancing, but what does that actually mean? What seemed possible 1 year ago is common today. Okay, so, you think back 1 year ago, people thought it would be impossible to generate videos or, have AI clones or whatever the case may be. Now you can type in a prompt and you can generate an entire movie. Okay, or we're very close to that scenario. Not only is the effectiveness and the ability of AI rapidly advancing, but so is the availability and the ease of using AI. So not only how good AI is, that's not the only thing that's advancing. Also how easy it is and how available AI is, that's also becoming more and more common. Okay, meaning that the barrier of entry to using and selling AI is getting smaller and smaller. It will be no time until the laziest and dumbest people can use, implement, and sell the most effective AI solutions. So not only is AI in and of itself getting better, but the availability and the commonality of AI is also increasing. Meaning that more and more people are going to partake in it. It's going to get more effective. It's going to become more commoditized. But we have not reached that point yet. Right now, there's a small barrier to selling and implementing AI, which is learning curve that I mentioned, and that anybody in any country can overcome this learning curve. You just have to be willing to put in the work and learn AI. You can go on YouTube, watch any of my previous videos, watch any YouTuber who's teaching you how to use, sell, implement AI, setting up these systems, and you can learn it, and you can sell it, and you can make a fuck ton of money. Okay, right now. We're in the sweet spot right now. Anyone willing to learn and put in the work can currently make a fortune with AI. But there's, the big catch is anyone willing to learn and put in the work. Okay? You can make a fortune right now with AI. And I would highly recommend you take advantage of this opportunity before AI becomes extremely commoditized and very easy to implement. Because once we reach that point, there's a whole bunch of problems that come up. Okay? And so, how do you actually fight the AI commoditization? Because like I mentioned, it's getting better and better and easier and easier to implement. So how do we actually fight against this force? As each day passes, AI is getting easier and more common to sell. How do you fight this? The same way you fight normal commoditization. You make your offer more valuable by solving the entire gap for your prospect. You want to package your offer into an AI scaling system. Okay? An AI scaling system is a system of AI tools and other mechanisms packaged into an offer to solve the entire gap for your prospects to scale their business. And so this is what a commodity AI offer looks like. And most people are selling this right now. And, I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying this will become a commodity in the future if you don't actually put effort to make your offer better. So, somebody has a problem of they have no customers and they want more customers. Okay. And so there's a gap that needs to be solved, and the most common way people are solving this gap is by building and implementing an AI voice dialer in their business, which is not bad, but it's becoming more and more commoditized. Okay, the reason for this is because it's a low barrier to entry. The only barrier to entry is to learn actually how to set up this AI voice dialer. It doesn't really cost any money. You get charged by how much you use it, not by, there's not like an upfront fee you have to pay to use it. Okay. So the only barrier to entry to setting it up is actually learning how to set it up for other people. It's pretty high competition. People are hopping on this and more people are starting to sell it. And you can charge anywhere, I'd say between $500 and $1,500 as of now. And it's becoming easier and easier to implement. Okay. These softwares, VAP, Air AI, they're making it easier and easier. They're making the interface easier and easier for this AI voice dialer to be created and implemented, okay? And so it's increasingly becoming a commodity. Day by day, each day that passes, this is becoming a commodity, okay? And so how do you actually take this offer and turn it into something more valuable, something that you can charge more money for and make it more unique without actually, putting in a ton of extra effort? Okay, it is some effort, but not a ton of extra effort. The way you do that is by packaging it into an AI scaling system. Okay, and here's what an AI scaling system looks like. So for example, you went from one simple mechanism, which was the AI voice dialer, and you take it and you solve each gap in the problem, or each problem that your prospect is facing. So for example, it's the same scenario where they have no customers and they want lots of customers. Okay, pretty common problem that a lot of people need solved. And so what you want to do is, instead of solving one problem with one mechanism, you want to solve each problem they're going to face. So the problems that they're going to have or that they're going to face is the offer problem, the lead gen problem, and the lead nurture problem. Okay, and so you combine all these mechanisms and you package it into one solution to sell for 5x, 10x the amount of money. Okay, so for example, and not every mechanism has to be an AI mechanism. Okay, please understand this. There's not an AI solution for everything yet. Okay, and so for example, the way you would solve the offer gap is by, and you would need knowledge and you would need to know how to do this, but you take a look at their current offer and you create a new offer. And this is me just talking from a high level standpoint. It's going to depend it's going to vary from which industry or what market, what niche you're solving the problem for. But I'm just talking from a high level perspective right now. So you're going to solve the offer by creating a new offer for them, solve the lead gen problem by, developing a meta ad campaign, Facebook ads, and running their Facebook ads for them. And then you could also solve their lead nurture problem by implementing this AI voice dialer that calls all their leads, ideally within 5 minutes, and also maybe a CRM snapshot, and also setting up, say, emails sequences for them. Okay. If all that sounds confusing and you don't know how to set it up, or it seems extremely hard, the reason why that is because it's not as easy as just setting up one little voice dialer that anyone can set up and sell. No, this actually takes some effort into learning, watching a bunch of videos, getting access to these systems. But once you do, you have a solution on your hands that you can sell for 10x the price of this. Okay, and so this is an AI scaling system. It's a bunch of mechanisms packaged into one offer that you sell for an upfront fee that you implement into their business. This isn't something that you would sell as like a monthly retainer. No. You would charge 10 to 15K upfront for this. You implement this into their business, and then you're done. Okay, that's all it is. You don't want to be doing a monthly retainer 1 to 2K each month. That's so unleveraged. Okay, you can't scale with 10 to 30 to 50 clients. Your business is going to break. Okay, you need to have a leveraged offer. And so what are the outcomes of selling an AI scaling system? It's higher barrier to entry. Okay, this is much harder. Implementing this is much harder than implementing this, but it's lower competition. Okay, meaning that it's going to be easier to make money with this opposed to this. And so you can charge easily 5 to 15K for this system. This is extremely valuable. The value proposition for this system is amazing. Okay, basically every business can benefit off of getting this infrastructure placed into their business, and it takes some effort to set up and fulfill, but that's why it's valuable. Okay, if you don't die, but if you recall earlier in the video, we said that value is a lot of effort. Okay, if it was easy and it didn't take any effort to create value, then everyone would be creating value, and the thing that's perceived as valuable wouldn't be valuable because everyone's doing it. Okay, but since not everyone is doing this, since not everyone is doing this, okay, it's gonna take some effort. Okay, and that little bit of effort is why not everyone is doing it, meaning that the person who is doing it is gonna get rewarded very handsomely. Okay, and hopefully that's you who's doing it. And so the only barrier to entry to selling this is a learning curve. Okay, and so you just have to learn how to get all these mechanisms and how to package them into the system that you can sell for 10 to 15K. Okay, if your business is relying on selling this one thing, this one mechanism, you don't have a business. You're a freelancer. Okay, but putting your offer and selling an AI scaling system, your business is AI proof and it's future proof. Okay, your business will last forever because you are leveraging AI the correct way. Okay, you're leveraging it as a whole product, a whole solution that covers each gap, that solves each gap, not just one mechanism. You're not selling a mechanism, you're selling a solution. Okay, and so the only barrier to entry is the learning curve. And if you want to solve this learning curve, if you want to get over this learning curve and actually learn how to sell an AI scaling system, we have a completely free school community teaching you how to separate yourself, how to elevate your business above all the other commodity agencies by leveraging AI the right way. Okay, it's completely for free. It's the first link in the description. So hit that link, join it, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye.